Hello, welcome to the new video in the format of the peaceful vlog. I will chat about new fragrances I've been testing, prepare some meals, Melissa will send you greetings, I will leave here my impressions from the movies I saw recently. There are time codes for your convenience if you're interested in a certain topic. So let's play some relaxing jazz and start with the breakfast. I never skip breakfast. My day cannot start without a hot drink and something crunchy. We finally got a toaster. It's funny, we were trying to buy a toaster for years, but every time we would question ourselves, like, do we really need it? But when we actually got it, we were like, man, how did we live without toaster all the time? So my weekend breakfast is coffee and toasts. I love warm food in winter in the morning when I feel uncomfortable and cold, and the smell of the toasted bread is delicious. Melissa is sending greetings to all of you. She's been really playful, energetic, a happy little kitty. She's been doing very well. I have some thoughts on Nicolai fragrances, a French niche brand. I tried a few scents and I have some samples, so let's talk about that. There is one fragrance I like the most, it's called Le MIXTE. I have it applied already. Le MIXTE is like an ambient music for me. It fills the space around you without disturbing your attention. It plays on the background but helps you to concentrate. It's very grounding, asperidic, woody fragrance profile. It has such lovely notes. It has citruses, mint. I love mint. I'm a big fan of mint and fragrances. Some florals, juniper, vetiver, oak moss in the base, and all together it smells so natural, so neutral, and very French in my opinion. I would like to compare it to an urban park or a pocket garden in the heart of the Paris. It's so elegant and non-offensive, but it knows its worth. It has character. It's not just a citrusy water, it's much more than that. It's more complex. When I wear this fragrance, I feel energetic, concentrated. I feel kind of stable, maybe. I feel like I'm ready to work, I can get things done without stressing, without rushing. It's very grounding, like I said, but very energetic. I find it more appropriate for the morning, for the daytime. At least this is how I would use it. It has such a nice dry down. It leaves this beautiful trace of classic woody mossy scent that is really easy to layer with anything else, be it essential floral or a gourmand. The base of this fragrance is so flexible that it's so easy to mix with anything else, Le MIXTE. Although I cannot call it a freshie, it's really oak moss dominant fragrance, plus I get those notes of juniper or pine, something piney, foresty that I really like. But still, it's an easy grab. It's quite easy to wear, like all those Le fragrances from Nicolai, the whole collection. Very nice. That was Le Chic. That impressed me the most. It was fresh, light, but at the same time sensual and powdery and very soft, literally Parisian chic. I love this combination of lightness and sensuality, very nice. I would love to revisit this fragrance. It left an imprint in my memory, like I was impressed. There was also Le Yuzu, very nice citrusy fragrance, and Le d'été, like a summery water, a spiritic floral that I also enjoyed, but I cannot recall it. I can't recall any emotions about this fragrance. I don't remember it. Yet another captivating woody creation from Nicolai, BELIZE. I also want to compare it to some kind of music. If Le Mixte was ambient music, this might be classic piano in a tea room. It has a tea faucet. The base of this fragrance is somewhat similar to Le Mixte. There is oak moss, vetiver. It's really true to the style of the house and this oak mossy base. But the top notes of this fragrance, magic, they are very, very good. Look, there is bergamot, ambrette, osmanthus that plays as a tea-like scent. In the opening we have rose, cardamom, cloves, sweeter, lighter spices that elevate the fragrance, making it lighter, brighter, and woody notes, gaillac, mate in the base. It is very woody scent profile, chypre-like, thanks to bergamot and oak moss. And at the same time, it's so airy, so light and full of space. It doesn't overwhelm you. It's not too dense. It doesn't block your nose. It allows you to breathe easily. It's very light. It has, I know, some space between those notes. It's a little bit bitter, but it is compensated with this beautiful oiliness and sweetness of, natural sweetness of the rose. I feel a lot the rose in this fragrance. It gives it the main mood, the main color. The color like this may be a bit colder rose. And how I feel about this fragrance is there is a classic beautiful rose and all the rest. The woody background, some spicy and tea sprinkles, but the main voice I hear in this fragrance is the rose. It is neither feminine nor masculine fragrance, quite conservative in a way. I would say it's more appropriate for an elegant daytime, maybe signature scent even. I really like it, and the more I smell it, the more I understand, the more I embrace this beautiful kind of classic fragrance, and I can really recommend it for sampling. Beautiful floral woody fragrance. Next fragrance I have is called Patchouli Intense. I've been getting very interested in patchouli fragrances in this whole profile, and I heard that this one is worth sampling, testing, so I got a sample, but unfortunately I don't feel like it's the right thing for me. It is definitely very bright, very intense. It has prominent notes of geranium and lavender, very classic masculine notes that make this fragrance smells a bit barbershop-like. But in the dry down, I start to get this quite lovely, nice patchouli with warm, spicy notes and ambery notes, but still it smells very masculine. So I can't say it's my favorite patchouli. I think I would still prefer something more chocolatey, earthy, a bit warmer patchouli. Plus the notes of geranium and lavender, they're so strong in here, they're bullying the patchouli and I don't like it. I heard a lot of good reviews on this fragrance, but I guess it's just not for me. What I actually liked from Nicolai fragrances was Kiss Me Intense. It was powdery, beautiful, sexy, waxy, like lipstick-like fragrance, very sensual with the beautiful almond note. That was great. I also enjoyed Caravanserai. It was a coffee, a spicy coffee gourmand, and the coffee fragrances, they're not always very successful, but that one was pretty good. I have one more fragrance. I have it applied already, very charming one. It is called SACREBLEU. have a lot to say about it. It's very interesting. It went from hate to deep appreciation. I think this scent was created in 1993, so not that long ago, but its heart and soul, it's much older, it's more vintage. It somehow brings me to Belle Epoque, to summer in France. In my opinion, it smells quite old-fashioned, but the sense of this fragrance, the harmony of notes is really, really beautiful. It brings to my mind impressionist landscape and female figures placed in it. Especially, it makes me think of Renoir paintings. Imagine the comparison of the scent to Renoir paintings. There are notes of red berries, fruits, like red strokes. There are notes of flowers, especially yellow flowers, something like mimosa maybe, yellow strokes, and those green hues, the patchouli in the base. This fragrance is full of colors. And also this softness and femininity of this profile. I imagine that this is how Renoir's women would smell during that age. Very light and careless on the surface, but somewhat tragic inside. Here I refer to those heavier notes in the base, the balsamic notes, olibanum, tonka beans, this tragic heart of the fragrance. I hope this imagery was a successful tool to deliver you my thoughts on this fragrance. My comparison of this scent to the shy young woman placed in the lush impressionist landscape. This is how I feel about this fragrance. Feminine, fruity, floral, but with the pretty thick balsamic base. But yeah, it smells very old-fashioned for me and very complex. I feel like contemporary perfumery, it aims to use less ingredients but more impactful ones, while old-fashioned fragrances, they're so multi-layered, so complex. Like, look at the pyramid. There is what's not, there's everything. And so is this fragrance. This one also have a big list of notes mentioned, but still everything has its own place. It's hard to separate any notes from this fragrance. And that's the magic of this old-fashioned or vintage styled fragrances. They are solid, they're complex. Look at the notes. Bergamot, mandarin, fruits, a lot of florals, tuberose, jasmine, carnation, cinnamon, coriander, and a beautiful base, vanilla, tonka beans, benzoin, sandalwood, amber. In my own words, I would describe it as a pot of old-fashioned balsam, fragranced with florals, with fruity notes, with spicy notes. But first of all, very smooth, very balsamic. Like all those notes are fermented in a balsam. It's very impressive, but it's not an easy wear for me. It feels somehow mature, yet it's very friendly, it's very warm, very huggy. I don't recommend it for the blind buy, especially if you are not a big fan of old-fashioned fragrances, but I think it's worth sampling, at least to enrich your olfactory palette. It's quite unique in its own beautiful way. I have some thoughts on the scent comfort zone. When I first tried this scent, it made me feel very uncomfortable. It was repulsing fragrance even, but I wanted to know it better. I wanted to live with it, so I started to try it again and again, and I changed my mind about it. I started to discover its beauty. I can't say I love it yet, but it was an experience. When you purposefully try to understand and unravel the fragrance, something happens. Sometimes I practice that. I try to look deeper into the scent that is outside of my comfort zone. It's like getting to know a person or contemplating an artwork or simply reading a book. Like, really something happens. You start to shift your perspective on different scent profiles and different things in life in general. And I do think that perfumery is art. It is educational as well. I used to avoid patchouli too, but I tried one patchouli scent, another one more, and I discovered a whole new olfactory universe. My point is, don't be afraid to try scents that are outside of your comfort zone. It is a valuable experience that enriches your senses. Don't blind buy fragrances, get a discovery set instead and dive into this beautiful universe. You will see how much emotions and memories different scents can evoke. I would really love to try more of Nicolai fragrances. I'm quite impressed. If you have tried any, please leave me some recommendations. I would be really interested to hear them. My plan for the afternoon is to go to the cinema, so I'm preparing some snackies for us. I really want some fruit, something juicy, but we will also get the popcorn to share, definitely. I got some movie tickets for free, and there is actually nothing in particular that I'm interested to see, but since I have tickets, I need to use them before the end of the month, so we will go and see something. Maybe actually this new Miyazaki movie, The Boy and The Heron, Poika ja haikkara in Finnish. The challenge is that in Finland they don't dub the movies, they play them in original language with Finnish and Swedish subtitles. Swedish is the second official language. That is fine for me, but Eli will be mostly guessing what's going on in this movie, because his Finnish skills are not that advanced yet, and none of us can speak Japanese. The movie will be in Japanese. It's gonna be an interesting experience. Actually, when we were dating, on our second date, we went to see the movie in French language, and that was me struggling to catch the idea of the movie, but eventually it was fine, so we will manage. Excuse me. Okay. Cats, they don't really like citruses. Actually, last week we went to see Poor Things, and that was great. I really enjoyed the movie. It was quite an original, captivating artwork, especially those interiors and sets that they created for the movie. They were like marvelous, this universe. I want to rewatch this movie just to see every charming detail of those rooms and houses, especially the professors, the surgeon's home. It's really like a crazy dream. It's so artistic. I really enjoyed it. I also loved those costumes, the extravagant 30s inspired garments. The movie was so spectacular. My eyes were glued to the screen, and together with that sound design, it really carries you away. And of course, the movie itself, the characters, the exploration that movie does, it's so curious and so genuine, but I don't want to spoil, so I don't want to talk about the plot of the movie too much, but the visuals and the sound, so beautiful. I can 100% recommend Poor Creatures. So let's see if Poika and Haikkara, the Boy and Heron, will impress me as much. A few words about The Boy and the Heron. I can recommend it. It's heartbreaking but very kind story. Maybe it's not my favorite Miyazaki anime, but it's very good, very emotional, and it's dark. It's darker than many other Miyazaki's stories. It's somewhat scary even, really, those characters that they draw. Maybe because they are imaginary, they're moving slowly, since it's an anime, they're pretty quiet, their transformations, their nature sometimes scares me. Yeah, they really succeeded with their characters. And those ones that are designed to be adorable are truly adorable. Not only Varavaras, but I really loved how the service ladies, little grandmas, were portrayed. So cute. There are different reviews, interpretations of the idea and symbolism in the movie, but this is how I saw it. I thought that the other world symbolizes the transitional stage in life the boy is passing through. Accepting his new mother, leaning for her, detaching himself from his past life, finding comfort in the idea that his own mother is safe in her afterlife, that the fire doesn't hurt, death doesn't hurt. I imagine this tower being his own mind, where he fights his fears in the form of the creatures inhabiting the tower that eventually become small like domesticated birds. This tower is his own mind, where he grows up mentally and becomes ready to take his own little world, his emotions in his own little hands. That kind of message I saw in The Boy and the Heron. If you saw the movie, how would you interpret it? See you in my next video.